I like Dave Grohl. I
Dave,
thought he
Dave
was a
Grohl's
good
the
guy.
coolest dude ever.
I thought he was a damn good guy.
I
I got you his autograph when you were a little boy.
I know he remembered you.
Did he really?
Did I tell that story, Henry? Did I tell
don't
the
know.
Dave Grohl story?
I don't know. Don't worry.
You've told
about it.
me. I mean,
Have I told it on the stream yet?
I don't think
Doesn't
so.
matter.
All right. So no, this is a great story.
I like when you met him in the airport. Tell that story.
That's the one I'm gonna
Okay,
tell.
all right.
So I met Dave Grohl, and are you sure I haven't told this story? Hey, everybody out there, have I told my Dave Grohl story
I
yet?
don't think you have.
Okay. Well, here's my Dave Grohl story.
You're
You gotta
in
understand.
Chicago or something, were you?
Yeah, you gotta understand. Dave Grohl is like, he's one of my heroes.
Great drummer.
Great guitar player, great songwriter, great everything.
Smartest thing
Cool
Cobain
guy.
ever did.
So I'm walking. I'm coming back from Europe, from a Europe tour,
Yeah.
and we always fly Delta. And if you fly Delta, your hub is Chicago O'Hare.
O'Hare. Yeah, right.
And so we fly into Chicago O'Hare, and it's really early in the morning that we fly in.
Like 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
2
and the
in
way
morning.
the way that they do things at O'Hare is it's such a big airport. They do it in rotation, right? So like this whole gate, like the whole C gate,
That
they'll
whole
bring in all the planes,
Yep.
load them, put them all out.
Yep.
They
yep.
won't, and then they'll go to the D gate, and like same
Right.
deal. It won't come back around to the C gate for a good 2-3 hours, right?
That's right,
And
you
then
got time.
Whatever. So we flew in, and
That's true,
we were
that
we
is
were
so
spo-
true.
we were supposed to connect flights.
Oh.
We were supposed to fly in. We were supposed to have an hour, get on our flight home, go to Seattle. Well, our flight
Couple
from
of beers.
from the UK got delayed.
Oh.
So we spent the night in the airport at Heathrow.
Oh my God.
No, it was fine. It was fine.
Armrest
we were
fold down.
Hey man, you know what? When you're used to sleeping in a
I
in
know
a F-350, like when you can put your backpack behind your head as a pillow and lay down
I know.
on the airport floor and get a fucking, good 5 or
Get
6
an
hours
hour.
of sleep, it's legit.
Oh.
So
Oh, sorry.
so we
That's perfect.
so we take naps and we're like, all right, well I guess we'll try. We were like I think the A gate we were at the international gate,
Okay.
but then we had to go all the way over to
The D or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
And so
Only takes about
I'm walking.
an hour.
I'm walking by myself. Andrew's like, I'm gonna go get a coffee, and who knows where Tim is? Ever,
Well, I don't.
ever. And I'm walking, and I call my friend Brian, my buddy Big Brian from Chicago, and just because every time I go through Chicago, I call
Right.
Brian because I
Sure.
think of him, and
Yeah. It's like I call my opera buddy if I
yeah.
go through Chicago.
So I call Big Brian. I'm on the phone with him, and I'm bullshitting with him, and I walk past like one of those Hudson News
Sure. Yeah.
things that are in there.
Gotcha.
And this guy walks out, long hair, flannel shirt, kind of wearing what I'm wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the phone, and I go, I kind of have this weird feeling come over me, and he looks at me, and he kind of gives me the,
Hey,
how's it going?
hey, rock
And
star.
hey, no, just like straight up, like,
Mhm.
we're musicians, whatever. Yeah, hey.
Mhm.
And I keep walking, and I realize about 10 seconds later, I go, Brian, I think I just saw Dave Grohl in the O'Hare airport. And he goes, dude, you got to go say something to him, man. That's your guy. That's like,
Yeah.
you got to go say hi to him. And I
Gotta.
went, I can't. I was like, I can't. I was so shocked by it. I was like, I can't. And what confirmed it for me was I was walking by. I was like, I think I just saw Dave Grohl. And then I walked past a McDonald's,
No.
and another guy walks out in a all black Armani suit with a purple tie
Oh my
with a
God.
bag of McDonald's, and he gives me the same, and it's Pat Smear.
No shit.
And I go, Brian,
Brian
the Foo Fighters are
are here.
in the terminal, and he's like, you gotta go say hi. And,
Gotta say hi.
And I was like, I can't. That's the one guy.
I don't want to annoy him.
That's the one. No, that's the one guy. Well, and he was on his way,
Right.
and we were going separate ways.
Sure.
And like by the
Sure.
time I kind of like got my shit together to like, okay, I was like,
Hey.
it's too late. He's gone. You know. And I went, fuck, man. Fuck, that was my chance. You know. Granted, my dad had sold Dave Grohl a car in 1996.
Yes, I did.
His wife, but he was there, sold her
Uh-huh,
a blazer,
yeah.
a white blazer,
Yeah.
and got my autograph. Got his autograph for me.
Yeah, right.
And you said you wanted to come pull me out of school, but you just couldn't do it because, anyways. But so I'm like, fuck, you know, and I hang up with Brian, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll just go sit at my gate and take a nap because, you know, the flights aren't going to come around for another 2 hours.
But he knew who you were.
Just no,
didn't he?
just hold on, man.
Okay.
So I sit down at my gate, and there's no one out in this gate. There's an Applebee's Express or Chili's Express, you know. There's nothing. Nobody
It's
just
just
because the
a
flights
wasteland.
had just gone out. We had just missed our connecting flight,
All right.
so the whole thing's gone.
It's an O'Hare wasteland.
And I sit down in the seat, and I go, I missed my chance. And I look up at this Chili's Express,
Shit. Chili's.
and there's a single guy sitting at the bar
Yeah.
in a red and black flannel T-shirt. I had an orange and black flannel T-shirt shirt on,
Almost more.
and I went. Wait a minute, it's Dave Grohl
Fucking days.
by himself,
Alone.
no one else around. And I went,
Perfect.
now I have to, you know. Now I have to. So I walk up to him, and I went, hey, Dave, you know, I know a lot of people probably say this. I'm never this guy. But, dude, I'm going to be this guy. You've been in pretty much every favorite band I've ever had. I just think you're the shit, man.
You're the
and
shit.
and I'm shaking his hand. He's holding onto my hand while I'm...
Is that right?
Yeah, and I go, and I'm like, you know, I don't want to bother you or anything. I'm not that, and
I'm
but
not doing that.
You're the fucking man, and I love you guys, and just keep going, man. You're one of my heroes.
Then
See you later. And I turn, and so I start to walk away, and he goes, hey,
hey,
and I turn around, and he goes, and he pulls the chair out next to him, and he goes,
is that right?
what's your name, man? And I was like, and I start walking back, and I go, my name's Thomas. And he was like, so you're a musician, you know? And I was like, yeah. He was like, what's your band called? I was like, The Fall of Troy. And he goes, The Fall of Troy.
Fall of Troy.
And he was like, I swear I've heard of that. What do you drink, Thomas? And I go,
Really?
and I'm like, I'm keeping my cool on the exterior, but on inside I'm going, you know, like, he was like, what do you drink, Thomas? I was like,
You're starstruck?
yeah, for the first
You?
time in my whole
You?
life.
Really?
In my whole life.
That's
And
funny.
I go, and he goes, Jack and Coke? And I go, sure. And he goes, bartender, could I get a Jack and Coke for me and my friend Thomas right here? And the bartender was like, yeah, sure, just wait a minute. You know, like, so we start talking, and he goes, and we're talking about stuff, and he was like, so what do you do? And I was like, oh, I'm going home to Seattle, you know, we just went and did a Europe tour. We did, like, Download Festival and blah, blah, blah.
He knew that.
And he was like, yeah, I'm actually, we're on our way out there. Because,
Really?
he was like, I can't tell you too much about it, but we're shooting this series, which ended up being Sonic Highways.
Oh, is that right?
Which is where they recorded a song.
Of course, I remember that very well.
Many famous studios.
I'm with you.
So he was on his way to Abbey Road.
I'll get out.
And
I'll be damned.
And
Nice
and he
guy.
kept going, Fall of Troy.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
whoa, and he goes, and we're drinking, and we kind of say, and then Pat Smear walks up with his McDonald's bag and sits down next to Dave. It's like me, Dave, and then Pat in his Armani suit with his purple tie and his
Really?
blonde hair. And he just starts eating because we're having a conversation. And he
Yeah,
goes,
yeah.
"Oh, Thomas, I'm sorry. This is Pat." And I went, "I know." And Pat has a mouthful. Pat has a mouthful of Big Mac, and he goes, "Oh, hi." Yeah, like, hi. It's like, hi, Pat. And then we then had a
funny.
debate about the fact of like who likes McDonald's better in the UK or in America, and we all
Hong Kong.
unanimously decided the UK because they toast the bun in the UK in a way they don't do it here. But Dave goes, yeah, that and the horse is delicious because they had that thing going on where they found some horse meat
No way.
in the burgers over there,
my
like just
fucking
prior to
God.
that. I was like, oh yeah, definitely the horse meat is.
Do they still make wimpy burgers in the
hold
UK?
on. Let me finish this story.
I'm sorry.
So then, we're all laughing about yeah, definitely the horse meat makes the UK McDonald's delicious.
Just makes it the best.
Makes it great.
Yeah, right.
And he goes, full of Troy. He goes, he keeps doing this over and over. He goes,
The Fall of
He
Troy.
goes, do you know the Deftones guys?
Yeah.
And I went, and my heart started beating really fast. I went,
Yeah.
He goes,
That's
Chino from the Deftones
it. There
told
you go.
me that they toured with you guys and that you are one of the
You were a bad
most
boy.
impressive three-piece bands that he has seen since Nirvana.
Yeah.
And I kind of went, my head's exploding.
Oh, that's
my brain's
beautiful.
exploding inside of my head because I'm thinking about Dave Grohl. And so I'm sitting there next to Dave
I
Grohl
think
and
he's
Pat
right.
Smear, my heroes. Just hold on. Just put yourself in my position.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm sitting there with Dave Grohl and Pat Smear
Oh, my God.
thinking about Dave Grohl and Chino talking about my band.
You're right.
It blew my
Crazy.
mind.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna take a listen to it on the flight. I was like, you don't gotta do that, man. You don't gotta say
man.
that. And he was like, no, I'm really going to.